the network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
This is AV.
This
is AV Nation.
This is AV Nation.
Welcome everyone to the MHO show. My name's Chris Netto. I'm your host. Joining me today, team of players that I have here. First, we got Mr. Mike Shin. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Chris. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for representing integrators as I represent the consultants, and to represent the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm having a bad day. But to represent the manufacturers, we have our own award winner here, award-winning Melissa Dillman. How are you, Melissa?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing good, and we're going to leave that little flub in there because I can't speak at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been doing shows about Infocom for the last couple shows. We're going to continue that today. Today we're going to focus on a certain topic about, now you're at the show. Who do you want to seek out? What is there to seek out? People you want to pay attention to, maybe some people that you want to look out while they're at the show. So I'm going to start off with Mike. Mike, you're at the show. You walked on the show floor. You're mingling. You're doing your thing. Who are some of the people that you're going to go out and seek? Not just products. Now, these may be people. Actually people, not maybe people. These will be people. Go ahead, Mike. Tell us who to look for.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I am actually going to focus on some key names. When I'm hitting the show floor, I'm looking at name badges. I'm looking for people that I want to get their opinions of, leaders in the industry. I would start off with the 2016 award winners, Kelly Perkins and Josh Schrago. Kelly works for AVI Systems. She's also a part of the Ignite program. Josh is a big member of the AV Nation crew, and both of them have some really good insights as to where the industry has been, where it's going, and where it could be in the future. Definitely recommend that you try and reach out to those people. Next on the list would be Lori Englert, who is Vice President of Marketing for Milestone, also a member of the Ignite team. Obviously, there's a theme here with the Ignite message, as I am also the third member of the Ignite team. We are trying to recruit young people into the industry, which anybody that's been in the industry for some time understands that is one of the biggest problems that we have. So I would definitely target Kelly and Lori for that aspect of things, and Josh actually has some pretty good opinions on that as well. So Josh Schrago, Kelly Perkins, and Lori Englert. If you're looking for some leadership, Chuck Wilson is head of the NSCA, that's the National Systems Contractors Association. He's always out on the show floor. He wears a nice little name badge that has the NSCA logo on it with his name. Shouldn't be hard to find, and he's been in the industry for years and years and years. He's a wealth of knowledge. I definitely recommend that anybody that wants to get some real in-depth information about where the industry is going from a business perspective, that's the person you want to talk to. At the AV Tweet-Up last year, I believe Mr. Dave Labuscus made an appearance. He is, of course, the head of Infocom. He is the type of person that you want to definitely get in front of if you have some opinions about where Infocom is going and how the industry is going. He is definitely the person on that list. In terms of some media in the industry, commercial integrators Tom LeBlanc and Craig McCormick will absolutely be all over the show floor. They're a great resource for giving your feedback, giving them some opinions about what you see in the industry and where you can influence things in the industry. Great people and have certainly helped my career along. I recommend them for anybody. Jennifer Willard, who has been in the industry for years as well. Lindsay Adler, who is Editor-in-Chief of SCN. And Clive Caldwell, Editor-in-Chief of AV Magazine. Those are just some of the key media people. If you're going to Infocom and you're not really sure about what your career path is, or if you're looking to hire some people, I would definitely recommend going over to the Tier PM group. Their booth will be located towards the back of the hall, and they're definitely always looking for talented people. As far as an ambassador for the industry, Brock McGinnis is always at the top of the list. Brock works for Westbury National out of Canada, and he is probably one of the smartest, most well-experienced minds in the industry, and if you get the opportunity to just grab him for 5 minutes, you will be filled with a wealth of knowledge, I can promise you that. Then, of course, there's the AV Nation crew. The AV Nation crew is going to be filming throughout the show. Aside from Melissa, Chris, and myself, on that list, and Josh Shrego, of course, on that list is Bill O'Donnell, Matt D. Scott, George Tucker, Tim Albright. There are many, many people that make this pirate ship afloat, and I recommend that you do the best that you can to reach out to any of them, see how you can give back, see if you can become a part of it, see how you can contribute, and certainly give us the feedback that we're looking for. Find out whether, or for us to find out whether or not we're actually headed in the right direction, and maybe we're not seeing something that you're seeing that we should be reporting on. So those are the names, the who's who that I would recommend seeking out at the show this year.
Excellent, man. These are all great names of people that are going to be at the show that are definitely social. That's part of that conversation. These are people that you actually can get a conversation with when you go there. Some of the people that you listed there are always willing to help and always willing to listen. My picks, right here. You go into the AV Tweeps. Okay, these are the social media wing of the online group. Those are the stickers. If you see people wearing that, those are the people that you should be stalking because they may know something that you don't. They're obviously picking this up at the AV Nation booth, so stop by, pick them up. We've given about 6,000 away already, so these things are all over the country. We've gotten pictures from, we've gotten pictures from Africa, from Australia, from China. It's amazing how this little sticker has traveled so well. It helps that it was at ISE and beyond, but besides. So who are some of the people in the AV Tweeps world that I would look for? When you're talking UC space, you got to talk to David Danto. Got a strong opinion, but he's somebody who you want to maybe seek out. And if you can get 5 minutes with him, he's an interesting person to speak to. He definitely has his views of how things go. He works for Dimension Data, somebody I would recommend. Last year I actually got made fun of because me and him were standing off into a corner talking, and Mr. Schrago decides to snap a picture and go, what can these two be up to? Obviously no good, but I cannot divulge the content of that conversation that we were having. But nice to be able to say go find David Danto. The Fearless Leader, Tim Albright. He'll be running around the show. You'll know where he is because where he goes, there's usually a camera crew following him. So follow the guy in the suit. He's the guy who makes things happen. He's also the guy that will tell you not to follow him on Twitter. You're right. You don't want to follow him on Twitter, but you do want to follow AV Nation on Twitter. So definitely follow that. Another person, and I wish I could see that. You know what, Mike? What are you pointing to me, man? Just tell me. I'm okay with it.
I just wanted to point out that the AV Nation booth is at UC Pavilion N2821, and that's where you're going to be able to find Tim throughout the entire show. N2821.
There you go. You know better than I do. He's a hard man to follow, online and there. So yes, Tim is the guy you want to look out for. Other people that you may want to check out, can't really put my finger on where this particular person's going to be, but if it's Infocom, you know that Who's Daylight Man is going to be showing up. Who is Daylight Man? We don't know. But it's a guy in blue spandex, runs around. Security footage is about the only thing I've seen. I refer to him online as an AV Yeti. Please, if you see him, take a picture, slow motion video, Zapruder type film. That's all I've seen. We don't know the identity, but it's definitely an interesting person to follow. Who could it be? God knows. On the same token, you want to check out the Milestone booth. Why? Because at Milestone, you had an interesting group of people there, friends of ours, and some really interesting and great conversations come out of the Milestone booth. You have Mark Coxon is in there. You'll have Joel Hagen in there. Those two guys alone, wealth of information. Obviously, stop by the Kramer booth. You have Melissa in there. My favorite person to meet up with at Kramer is, probably not the most well-known, but it's Dr. Kramer's son. If you go in there, seek out Yuval. Yuval's got a great take on audio, and another thing that is specific about Yuval, he's a rocker, man. He had the long hair, from what I understand now it's cut, but he is a performer. He's a guitarist. He's part of a metal band. You want an interesting conversation, seek out Yuval Kramer at the Kramer booth. Stop in, say hi. He's a great conversation. He'll talk to you about Kramer products, but specifically if you get him to show you the tats on the arm, great stories behind all that. One of my favorite people to meet up with. Another guy who may be showing up at the show, who has taken in the show remotely, but somebody you should be looking out for, and you could probably find him on Twitter first, and then ask him, where are you so I can come see you? If he does exist as a real person, you have to seek out John Green. Why? John Green will not only be entertaining, John Green will also be unfiltered. He has been called weird, but John Green will probably point you in the right direction. Yes, he will point you in the right direction. John will tell you what he's looking at, and will probably give you some great advice on stuff that is at the show or not at the show. Specifically, what John has done in the past is John has remotely been part of the show from home. And if this is your first time and you think maybe it will be your only time, he can give you some great advice. Or better yet, if you're not going to the show, he's the guy on Twitter you want to ask, how did he experience that show? So yes, John Green is somebody I would look for as well. Who else? You know what? I'm going to leave it at that. Melissa, what do you got for us? I know you got a lot of great stuff. I obviously went the route of what I know best when it comes to these people on social, but there are people that I continue the conversations on past Infocom. Not only did I tell you these people because they're social media personalities, they're people that are out there in the world, and they will in the social media world that can answer questions after you leave Infocom. They're also genuinely nice people that are very into our industry and looking to further conversations. One other thing before I hand over to Melissa. Mike mentioned magazines, Commercial Integrator, SCN, AV Network Magazine. They're all there. They will also be at the Tweet Up, okay, along with AV Nation. One of the things that's good about marketing and networking yourself at that particular event, and why you need to seek out people, especially there have been stories of people that have went there have become writers, bloggers, and have earned extra, believe it or not, extra income just by making those connections there. So yeah, I will push you towards the AV Tweet Up, not just because it's an event that I'm part of and responsible for making sure it happens, but it's a great opportunity for you as a showgoer to further that conversation above and beyond what you're just going to see with products. Go ahead, Melissa. I'm sorry, now that I spoke too much.
Well, thanks, Chris. You know, Chris and Mike have hit all of the highlights. There are lots of folks in the industry you should certainly go and see at the show. I would add in, be sure that you go check out the Infocom staff. They'll be in their red shirts, all logoed up with Infocom. That's a great group of people to find out what's happening, what can you be involved in, any concerns you have, anything that you want to bring up with them. It's a great time to do so. I agree with all the people that these guys have mentioned. I will throw out there that it's a very small industry. And as you've seen, all of these folks are extremely friendly and easy to approach. Don't be intimidated. They're the nicest guys in the world, and we'll make time to help you and talk to you and give you some direction. So if you need to find somebody, I'd suggest you tweet them, find out where they're at. If you can't do that, tweet me, and I'll find out where they're at. And when Mr. Netto runs out of stickers, I'll have a little stockpile in my pocket for my special friends who come by to see me. So make sure you do that. Other than that, I think we've hit a lot of. There's a lot more people we could go on and list, but these are some good guys that we know will take time to talk to you. So we can always add on later, I'm sure.
We have a great list out there for those that are interested in learning more. CI has published 2 awards already for CI 40 under 40, both in 2015 and 2016. Right there's a list of a lot of AV people that are possibly going to be at that show. You also have the CI 103. If you go into Twitter and do Commercial Integrator 103, AV Tweeps 103, you'll see 103 people you should be following. That's a great resource because a lot of those people are going to be there. And I'm sure there is a little more. There is NSCA has had movers and shakers. I was one of those back a couple years back. I know that Kelly was a part of it. Dawn, AV Dawn was a mover and shaker. Dan Newman was an AV mover and shaker as well. There's a lot of great resources out there that you should be looking at. I'm going to finish it off. Mike, what do you got?
I just wanted to point out that since you you teased Daylight Man, you should also be on the lookout for Hi-Fi. He tends to show up in his suit as well. Phil Cordell, of course, as AV Hi-Fi. That's all I wanted to add there.
Well, if you're going to say Hi-Fi, you got to talk about the AB selfie video, man, and that's going to be big this year. Especially this is our first time we're going to be debuting it at Infocom on Friday. So you need to go and find out what time and date. I'm not telling you anything anymore. We're done. If there's a hashtag AB selfie, that's what you need to follow. That's what you get your information on the AV selfie. That's everything that's involved with that, from the song to the video to you selecting, taking pictures. Tell us who you are. That's the best way to advertise yourself and what you are doing, and tell us that you're at the show. Snap a picture, hashtag AB selfie. We know you're there. If I see it, I know I'm going to retweet it, and I'll probably reach out and say, hey, where you at? It's time to meet. Well, I haven't seen you. I haven't met you. I want to meet you. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'll be that guy. I'll be that guy at the AV Nation booth who will be looking for you. So now you have the hashtag of AB Tweeps, you have the hashtag of AB Selfie, and obviously the official Infocom hashtag is hashtag Infocom16. Infocom16, that's the official hashtag, not 2016. Infocom16, that's what you use. That's it. That's all. You guys have anything else? No. Melissa, how can people find you on the interwebs?
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at Melissa Dillman, or you can find me via email at mdillman@kramerus.com. So I'll be at the show. Look forward to meeting everybody.
Excellent. Stickers in hand and a lot of cool
stickers in hand.
That's some Kramer swag. Kramer's had some pretty good stuff, according to Harry.
Kramer swag.
All right. Mike, how can people find you?
On Twitter, at AXPMike, that's AXPMIKE. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, all the social mediums that there is. I may have a sticker or two for the appropriate person that can impress me the most with the right questions on the show floor. And I'll certainly be all over the show floor and at all of these social events, and I look forward to meeting anybody and everybody I can.
You know what? I'll give a boatload of stickers to anybody who approaches you with chamomile tea as a question.
Now we're talking.
Celestial Seasonings.
Celestial Seasonings.
Celestial Seasonings tea.
Awesome.
You come up to me with Celestial Seasonings tea. Chris Netto just promised you 10 stickers. That's
at least 10 big stickers. Guys, you can find me on Twitter. I am at Chris_Netto. As of right now, I probably should lay off the espresso, but I'm also on Snapchat at Chris.Netto. Snapchat, Chris.Netto. Send me your next questions. We're looking for the next topics. We're looking for the next things that we could talk about. Feel free to send that to me via DM on Twitter, via open questions on Twitter. I answer everything. I see everything that is sent my way, and I respond to them promptly. No bots here, man. It's straight tweet. Anyway, thank you again for spending time with us, and hopefully we have given you some great information of who to seek out while at Infocom. My name's Chris. You're listening to the MHO show, and we will see you soon.